Hello guys, welcome back to CLGTart channel, and today I will continue the series How to Draw Manga and Comic with Medibang Paint Pro. And today this video I already talked in previous video that I will show you guys how I draw a comic page with Medibang Paint Pro from beginning to the end. And of course I will work in both styles, the black and white and color comic. So first in here I will work in the black and white style. You know that before you will drawing the sketch for the comic page, you better have the script first. Already you know about this, right? So I already have the script here. It's kinda just like something writing here, write out the idea and what will happen in the pictures. You don't have to draw just like the fiction, okay? So I will draw around this part. That's it. This will be appear in this page. So you know that to reduce the time, I already sketched it. When you have come to have an idea in the script, then you can maybe sketch a lot in the paper, and then when you come to the final, you will have the first sketch in the paper like this. If you don't like to sketch on the digital way like this, you can sketch on the paper and scan it and then upload it, import this one to the file like this. I already had a video talking about this one, so I'm not talking about this anymore. When you are done with this one, you see that with just the basic sketch, so there will be a lot of things that's locked in detail, right? And it's really hard for you guys when you are drawing the line work. So now I will have a new layers in here. This will be above this layer, the layer 1 here. I will lower the opacity so I will work on this easily. And this layer will give you the detailed feeling about the sketch, and later I will turn this one off and will work, lower the opacity of this layer and create a new layers here to work on the line work. And you know that based on the sketching here, I already create the panel with adding panel in Medibang Paint Pro, and I will show you guys again the way to create the panel. Actually, you can see one of my videos in my channel. I already talked about this, how to create the panel, yeah. But I will show you guys again. First, you need to create a new layer for that panel because you don't want to make a mess later with your line work, right? So that layer should be at the top, above on the layer here. And after you done this one, you know that the palette in here already have the light palette for this comic, and I will choose add panel material here. So there will be a box appear that comic panel property, yeah. You can choose how thick the panel is, and then the border colors in here. If you work in black and white, you should just leave it black here. But if you work in color comic, you can choose the foreground color here in the color box. If you want to, the color of the panel will match with the color of the character, the line work, yeah, kind of like this. And after you choose, depending on your choice, you will click OK. But first here, I will choose the black because I will show you guys the way that I use black and white first, okay? Now I click OK. And now you can see that I have the first panel and the second panel that will have the same size, that will be equal. So that's why after you create the panels in here, the divide tool will appear. It will be around here, and then you will drag it like this, and this will divide the panel into two parts. You see here. And now I use the operation tool here to remove the panel into the size that I wanted to, like this. Okay. Same here. Oops. Okay, move it around there. Perfect. Now see, because I want it to have the equal size, so I will go here again, choose layer and material, divide, and it will be in horizontal, so that's why I leave the horizontal number is 2 and decrease the vertical number to 1, and okay, you'll see that divide into the equal number. like this, the equal panels like this one. And my next job that I will like my work. So I will turn this one off and move this sketch around here. Now I will use my favorite like pen, that is G pen here, and then we'll starting like my work. G pen will be had a size around 8 to 10. I just like this one. And because the black and white, so you must remember to move your color lines will go to the black one like this. And starting to like your work. Okay, when you line your work here, you maybe find some line that you must have to draw it straight. So why don't you use the snap tool of Medibang, because that's just like the ruler in here, and it will help you a lot when you're doing the line work to make it look perfect. That's it. When you're done your line work, you maybe want to turn off the sketching here and checking the line work again if there's something weird when you're drawing, like this one. And it will be depend on your style. Maybe you want to have some details, like you will draw some short line here to create the value for the artwork for your line work, kind of like this. Some here to make it look more beautiful. Just depend on your style, but I'm not refer that much, so I just leave it long like this one. That will just be enough. Okay, and now it's time to create some value for your line work here. That because you work in black and white, and if your character have the black hair, just like this one here, now it's time for you to color the black part of this character. And I recommend pen that you will use the Sumi pen here. That's the Sumi pen to pen the whole black things for the character. You already know how to draw about the hair. I make a lot of video and talking about this a lot, that our hair is rounding, and you can create the way that's where highlights will appear in here. And now you just work on the shadow part. And at first you better use another layers in here to work on the black part, because they will help you a lot later if you're making a mess, and you won't do anything bad to your line working here. Like you can erase anything you like and not make anything work and affect to your line work better like this. I just create some part where the highlight will appear, and then I use the bucket tool to fill all the parts in here and the rest here, and then fill it again. To make it look more natural, I will decrease the size of the brush and create some strand like this one to make the hair look more messy, because he is just waking up from the bed. Okay. So there will be have support, and that you want to create more highlights in here, you want to erase this one. So I recommend that you would use transparent box in here to decrease, to erase the part with Sumi pen, and it will give a natural feeling when you create highlight like this one. Does look good? So when you are done your work here, the next step that you will create a new layer, and that will be the tone layer, the texture for the character. If I will leave the t-shirts here, that's the white t-shirts, I will not work anything in this one. And now I will use the pen select tool here and choose G pen. So I increase the size. Now with the pen select tool here, I will select the part of the character that will create the shadow with the dot, like this one. Just like you are filling the color for the character. I will do like this. Okay, and now use the wand tool and hold shift to select on the part here. You will see the result later. Okay, now we use the material box and choose type, and then you will choose the dot that you will work on, move it to here, and then click OK. Maybe you want to zoom it, and OK with this one, and here you put the tone in. If you're not satisfied with the product, you can undo it by holding Control Command with that, and then choose another tone that you think that will fit for the character. I think this one will be the, no, it's not, still not enough. I want it to look kind of smaller, so maybe this one. Yeah, this one. So when you're done, close the box, and here this will be the character that you finished in the black and white. And go back to the sketching here. You can see that the same here, it's just the same, it's just not have the moving part in here. So to reduce the time, because we are working in digital way, right? So I will create a new folder in here and move on the layer to the folder. And after that, I just duplicate the folder here. And you see that I will move the whole folder of the character to there. And then the next step, what I will do, that I will just erase this one and turn off the sketch. So we'll see that you will create the character at first, and in the second panel it's just the same, and you just erase the part in here that the character is scratching his hands, and then he stops and thinking something here. It's really quick, right? So if you want to add some texture for the background, it will just be the same. Better create a new layer, and it will be below on those layers here. Use wand tool here to select on the part that the texture will appear, and then go to the material box in here. The effect texture will be in the tone tab, and find the texture that will fit for that scheme. And then when you think it's satisfied, you click OK. That's it. You see, that's how to add texture in here. And if you want to erase some part, I recommend that you use the stipple pen here and choose transparent box. Increase the size of the stipple pen, and now you can see that the effect will create just like the artists doing the traditional way. They are using the knife to scratch on the texture to create this effect. Here, that's how you add the tone in the paper. And you know, I already talked about the material that you will prepare for your own. So in this story, I have the sky that will appear a lot in the comic because the story is talking about something like about the sky. So that's why I already paint the sky so I can work and use that, repeat and repeat this time to another time. So I will copy the sky here for the last panel, paste it, kind of turn it up a little bit. I will use the wand tool, select the panel that the sky will appear here, and then select inverse. Okay, open the sky again, select the layer that have the sky in here, and choose delete. That's it. And now the sky will appear in just the last panel. And you know, because this one is black and white, you know, there's comic that intend to do in the color way, but I will show you guys the way that will work in black and white. And if you have the sky that in the color, so what will you do? I will go to the layer. I remember that convert, yeah, here. You want to convert it into the black and white. You can use this one, convert to 8-bit layer, and that's it. It will become gray. Yeah, with the 8-bit like this one. I'm not recommend that you guys convert into 1-bit layer because after you convert it to 1-bit layer, it just only have black and white, so it will become white almost like this one. So 8-bit layer will be perfect and it will become the gray one like this one. But I recommend you guys that if you work in black and white, you should then use the same background in the color way, because you know that I will just show you guys the way you use the material that you already prepare for this one. But if you work in black and white, there will be another way that you will choose the layer here, use one to select the panel that will have the sky. And because in the material box in here, they already provide for you the cloud, cloud screen tone, like this one, so you can drag it in here and put it in there to have the cloud. You can zoom in and zoom out until you're satisfied with the result, and then click OK. And here you have the cloud. Don't need to use this one anymore. So that is all about the way you drawing the black and white. So the final step in here, of course, that will be adding text. So now I will create a new layer, that is layer 19 for adding text. And you go back to the material box in here, choose item. In the item box in here, it will have a lot of dialogue and speak bubbles in here for you guys to choose. If there's something you can find that satisfies with your intentions, you can go to the cloud and wait. Okay, you can share for this one. You can see they already have some kind of square box, like when you work on the phone. Yeah, and this one, you can choose this one and double click to stock to my list here to download it. And all you need to do is drag it to the paper, the comic paper in here, and it will work just like an object, the same as panel. So you can drag it, zoom in and zoom out here to create the speak bubbles in here until it fits what you're doing here. If you want to have more, just drag it in here and you will have another speak bubble in here. That's it. So imagine that you have the speak bubble in here and you want to you want to have the arrow pointing to the character to know who is talking. So with this layer, you can draw on this because this one is object, so you must have to, and you can also erase this one, so you must rasterize this one here. Choose rasterize material, and then it will become to a normal layer. And now you will erase this one and use the pen tool. Choose G pen and draw it, the arrow to the character like this. When you want to add the text, simply choosing text tool here and click this one, waiting for the box, and type the text in here just like hello, and okay, there will be the box hello appear here. But I'm not really recommend you guys to work the text in Medibang because it's kind of annoying to work for me. So in this step, I will switch to the Photoshop and work on that. So that will be faster and will have the better result with the text. And that is all about this video, showing you guys how I create a comic page from beginning to the end in black and white version. The next video I will show you guys the way that I create the same page in here in color version. Thank you for watching and see you next time.